Part 2, creating CDM policies for local protection recovery and for remote replication to AWS. In Part 1, we introduced the lab environment where we are going to protect fiber channel SAN at Syosset Labs, and we also want to then replicate the data to AWS Ohio and further replicate to Oregon. Let's create a copy data management policy at the DMS5 Syosset. Log into the DMS Syosset node, open up the previously discovered My Oracle Windows host here. Use the Action button to create a CDM policy for the selected host. Now select the 4 drives, D, E, F, and G. Click to create a CDM policy. The name of the policy is by default the host name. Click Yes to activate it. So here's the policy detail. The Volumes tab shows the 4 drives. They are all doing the initial sync, which is the copying of all the blocks from the source over to the destination. And it is done. Here's a graphical way to show that the source and mirror are in sync by looking at the bubbles. Writing to both and reading only from the primary. The default snapshot schedules are here, from 1 every 15 minutes to 1 every 2 weeks. Now let's create a second policy for DriveL, and this time we will enable replication as well. Let's set it to My Oracle DriveL. Add the drive to the policy. For the 15-minute schedule here, let's enable replication. Now, before we can do that, we need to create a replication target so the system knows where to send the data. And before we can do that, we need to first define a target Phoenix system by linking to it. And in this case, it is AWS Ohio. So let's go online to the AWS console. The AWS DMS version 5 Phoenix node was implemented by clicking on the AWS Web Console AMI here, which is a pre-created template that makes it very easy to deploy. Once it's deployed and running, you can click the AWS instance folder and get the IP address of the instance. And here it is. Copy it. Now let's log into the AWS Ohio DMS just using the web page, and to make sure it is running and is named appropriately. It should be very blank right now since it's just started. Here it is. And call this DMS5 Ohio, and it's done. Now back to the DMS5 Syosset. Here we're waiting to link with the Ohio's IP address. So here it is. And the password. And now Syosset is linked to Ohio. We can now finish the setting up of the replication target for the policy. So let's name the target DMS5 Ohio-T1. Now, the 15-minute schedule is enabled with replication. It will trigger replication every 15 minutes. Let's test the schedule by forcing it to run right now. And here it is. The first replication is triggered. The dedupe and compression makes it really fast because DriveL is mostly blank and only has a few 100 megabytes of real data. And now it is done. At DMS5 Ohio, a snapshot with the exact same timestamp is created. To see what files are in the replicated snapshot, we shall use the TimeMachine to create a clone. Because everything is virtual, there is no real copying of the data blocks, and so the whole thing is really fast. Only a few seconds in this case, and here it is, it's done. In the upcoming part 3 of the demo video, we shall use Windows iSCSI protocol to access this clone and to ensure that the data is replicated successfully without error.